This is Matt Russell, and welcome to the DailyFX Forum.
So here are the four pairs that I will be discussing this evening: the Euro Pound, the Aussie Kiwi, the Pound Swiss, and the Euro Swiss. So let's go ahead and pull up the charts. The first chart is the Euro Pound. If you recall, during yesterday's report, I mentioned the breakout above that 87 figure. So now moving forward, what I might do is look for that 87 figure to act as support. Again, that was the previous resistance line. So again, we might look for this level to act as support moving forward. We might look to enter at the 87 figure, maybe a few pips above it with a stop, maybe 30 to 40 pips beneath the level. So that would be the trade setup in this pair over the next 24 to 48 hours. The next chart is the Aussie Kiwi. As I mentioned yesterday, this line was getting tested a few times, or I actually mentioned earlier in the week, and then we had the breakout beneath the line, confirmed with a close beneath the level, and now we can see that the sell-off beneath the line does continue. So moving forward, if you're short, I would continue to stay short right now. If you are flat, again, I'd look for the opposite side of this line to act as it acted as support before. We should now expect it to act as resistance. We might look to enter at the line with a stop, maybe 50 to 75 pips back above the line. The next chart is the Pound Swiss, and the sell-off in this pair continues, but I do want to zoom in a little bit here on the latest candle, which is a doji candle. So you could take the low of the doji candle, which would be 72.53, and we might place our stop maybe about 10 pips, maybe 10-15 pips beneath that level, so maybe 72.40 in the 72.40 area. But again, with prices now at about 73.40, that's a little too far away, in my opinion, to justify a favorable entry. So we might look to get an entry closer to that, maybe that 73 figure, where the risk to reward would be more favorable. So this is a trade setup that certainly could develop over the next 24 to 48 hours. But again, keep the risk very tight, and you're exiting on any move beneath the low of this doji candle. The next chart is the Euro Swiss, and not much has really changed here. I'm still just waiting for prices to come down and test either the former resistance line here, but now it actually looks as though the longer term support line would be the line to look for. But that's about right now with prices in the 52, about 152.16. That's still well over 200 pips away, and the Euro Swiss really doesn't move that much. So with this pair, we might just be in a holding pattern at least for the next 24 to 48 hours. Again, my name is Matt Russell, and please stay tuned for a preview of the DailyFX Forum. I want to go ahead and formally welcome everybody to the DailyFX Forum. And I want to explain a little bit about the forum and the wealth of information that you can obtain from the forum, and how to go about doing so, how to find the things you want. So I'm just going to dive right in right now. And this is DailyFX.com, and this is usually how I navigate my way towards the forums. Obviously, you know, it really depends on each individual how they access the forums, but this is how I go ahead and do it. I go DailyFX.com, go ahead and click on the forum on top, and this brings you to the DailyFX Forum homepage, and this highlights the most recent posts with the subject. So if you see anything that you're interested in, you can obviously go ahead and click. What I like to do is click on the forums tab like this, and go ahead and view the forums in the normal, typical way that forums are set up. And here you go. There are a bunch of threads down here. And I'm just going to go ahead and go directly to the forum, the video you just viewed, where you viewed it. So let's go ahead. This is the DailyFX Instructor Tips Forum, identifying trades with DailyFX. That's me. And go ahead and click on the most recent post. So this is where you are right now viewing the video, although the video will be the video beneath this one that you're watching right now. So normally when I'm on the forums, and what I would do is just scroll up to the top. Certainly you can check out any of my previous videos, and you know, especially if I did mention them in the report or in the video that you're viewing at that moment. And what I will do is go ahead and click on the forums, and then look for the forums that I like, you know, that I have interest in. One of them would be the Euro Dollar forum, and this, again, it's really up to each individual trader as to exactly how they want to use the forum. Personally, what I like to do, the first thing I do is I'll go to the Euro Dollar thread, I'll go and click on the latest post. And what I'll do here is, and again, I just want to, you know, really emphasize this point. It depends on your exact mindset when you're viewing. And me as a trader, I have some experience. So what I do and how I personally use the forum is I go through and I'll read what people are saying about the euro, what their trade ideas are. I certainly, you know, try to maintain my own individual objectivity, and I really don't pay much attention to what other traders are saying in terms of my trading. I'm not going to certainly see something on a forum and then go jump into a trade. But what it will do, it will open my eyes to certain trading opportunities, maybe a certain line or a certain time frame that I haven't looked at before. So that's one way that I personally like to utilize the DailyFX forum. But certainly for newer traders, there are plenty of topics that you can go over. Let's say you might not be well versed in terms of certain currency pairs that you want to learn about. Scalping, you might not know what Elliott wave is. You can go ahead and click there and see exactly what you can, what you can understand, what you might not understand, and then certainly feel free to ask questions about any of these topics that you have. Maybe the carry trade, maybe you have some questions about that, or the sentiment, the SSI, or the latest economic news, FX programmers, the webinars, MT4. Any questions about active trader, you can go ahead and click on those threads. So again, it's very free, very open, and there is a wealth of information here and just waiting for to be utilized. Again, this is Matt Russell. Thank you for listening.